Welcome to the Smoking Gorilla Lounge. I'm Eric.
I'm Dan.
Who? I'm just kidding. This is who?
Vance
That's
who?
So tonight we have special guest Vance Who from Bulldog Cigars here in Huntington Beach, California. What'd you bring here tonight, Vance?
Well, I was inspecting some of my old vintage stock of Habanos, and then I cracked open this box of Diplomatico number 2 from 2010. And what a heartbreaking experience, man. The top row was completely decimated by bugs. So I immediately flipped to the bottom row, inspect them, and turned out that there was about 2/5 of the box was still good. So I cut one open, started smoking it. Why not? And it turned out to be really, really nice. So I immediately sent these two gentlemen a message to see if they want to enjoy some nice semi-vintage Habanos. And then they told me they're filming, told me to come down.
We were sitting here with what we were planning to smoke. We'd already cut them. We were dry drawing them. And we just pulled the brakes and said, of course, bring those over now.
Yep, there was no question.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Diplomatico brand here and the size of this cigar and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I'm not really a cigar expert, but from what I understand is that, since the what kind of the post-revolutionary Cuba is that communist countries want to smoke cigars too, and then Diplomatico cigars, along with a couple other smaller brands, usually filters through like the Russian Eastern European blocks and communist China. And then they have 5 sizes originally, number 1 to number 5. It mirrors the Monte Cristo. And then, to be honest with you, it's really fun. From what I understand, it's the same cigar, just different color wrapper. So but since the late '90s, Cuban cigar aficionados actually mostly prefer the Diplomatico over the Monte Cristo because. For some reason, I'm not sure if it's the uniqueness or the wrapper actually changed a little bit of the flavor profile, but overall, I enjoyed Diplomatico over the Monte Cristo because I think a little bit smaller production, and then also these boxes usually sit on the shelf a little longer. We know that the typical Cuban, like Monte Cristo, Partagas, Hood, and Monterey, they let it sit for 3 to 6 months and it's ready to sell. And a lot of the Diplomatico, when you find them on the shelf in the cigar stores, they're at least minimum 1 year old. So it gets a little bit more time than you need, so.
And the Diplomatico's brand has really gotten some legs beyond that early communist bloc reputation. It's like even, over in Japan, one of the Asia Pacific exclusivos they have is, they call it a Bushido, the way of the warrior, but that's a Diplomatico. That's a nice smoke.
The funny thing about that is that recent release in Japan, the Bushido version is actually the original Code 109 of the El Mundo Dantes Mexico exclusive. They don't call it a Monte Cristo for that. I was told that because due to some trademark issues. So they just create a whole new brand called El Mundo Dantes. And then the sizes are called a code. Okay, like for example, Code CODE, Code 109 was the original release. And then it went to Code 54, which is a 54 gauge. And now the newest one is called Bellicosos. But anyways, regardless, the current version of the Bushido Diplomatico in Japan is pretty much same as the Code 109 of the Mundo Dantes they released in 2007.
So there's a little Cuban cigar geek trivia for you. We're pretty into this stuff around here.
Well, it sounds like the natural problem in Germany. Remember, they couldn't call them natural, so they were, was it La Nutra or...
Yeah.
It was just spelled backwards. Same thing.
Oh, you're talking about the Drew Estates.
Yeah. The natural line.
the pipe tobacco cigar.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, they're not allowed to call it natural for some reason.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But anyway, so when you have a box of cigar like this, okay, we all know that Cuban always have some sort of construction problems. A lot of them just basically roll too tight because the post-revolutionary rollers, a lot of them are retired or died off. So they start throw all this younglings in there rolling regular sizes, and I hate to say it, they're not very good at it. So sometimes when you get a box, you have to write off half a box. Especially the worst brands are Punch, believe it or not, Cohiba, and Romeo and Juliet. Those 3 are the worst. And every once in a while you see a little bit of the Monte Cristos. So the reason that I let this box sit is because I had a batch and then they were a little bit on the tighter side. There's two possibilities: either they roll too tight or they over humidified when I received it. Because this box came directly from Cuba, my friend picked it up in Havana in 2011. So you let it sit, and hopefully it'll dry out a little bit, so the tobacco inside shrinks a little bit, and then you rehumidify it, and then here we are, and we have discovered that a lot of the vintage Cubans that, the famous that they said that Michael Jordan loved to have like a box of pre-embargo, Monte Cristo number 2. They pay like $3,000-$4,000 a box. I had one of those about 10 years ago, and those cigars still taste pretty phenomenal. So obviously the nature of the tobacco changed throughout the last 4 or 5 decades, and then they had to pump out the cigars, but the core taste is still there. So right now we just fired this up. You guys, what do you think? A little bit lighter in the beginning?
Yeah, definitely.
Lighter, but not. But there's still something there. There's some spice, and like you said, it's a spice that like sticks to the tongue, sticks to the palate.
Yeah, it definitely got spice, and then on the retrohale, it's spicy, but it's still, it's got that grassy,
But
Cuban
it's a
grassiness
cleaner
to it.
taste, right?
Yeah,
It's
oh,
not
yeah.
like
Very clean taste.
Yeah, sometimes you smoke like a really, I don't know how to describe, like a really thick flavor, whether it's Cuban or Nicaraguan or Honduras. Your mouth feels sticky.
It's almost a muddiness. Yeah.
And this one you don't get, and it's also like drinking regular water, So
It's very clean.
Yeah.
Clean, grassy, spicy thing.
Yeah. Very nice so far.
Yeah.
So Vance is the owner of Bulldog Cigars, and like I mentioned, in Huntington Beach, California. It's kind of like the little best kept secret of Huntington
is,
Beach
yeah.
kind of thing. If you're ever in the area, he keeps it down low key. Of course, he doesn't sell Cubans here because it's against the law, but he has a lot of other. He keeps in the store keeps a lot of other really exclusive, kind of hard to find
Stuff you don't just come across
domestic
casually.
stuff.
Yeah.
And he's got lots of it, whatever it is.
Well, I am, from what I understand, is that I am the biggest Prometheus God of Fire Opus X account down in Orange County area, because I move a lot of their stuff.
He does move a
Yeah,
lot of
so-
products, yeah.
And you'll find plenty other than the Prometheus there. There's a lot of good stuff to
The
smoke.
Unicorn Opus, So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So
Well, this has really been a really great smoke, huh?
Amazing. This is not your everyday Cuban. And I like your everyday Cuban.
Yeah, this thing is.
You like an everyday Cuban, do you?
Sure. Sure.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, what I got out of this cigar is
It just threw you off, didn't it?
yeah.
What'd you get out of this cigar?
Actually, I got my ass kicked.
Did you?
Inside of my mouth. You ever guys? This is for the Simpson guys. Have you ever seen the episode where Homer was challenged to eat all those jalapenos, and then he put wax inside of his mouth so he can actually eat the peppers without like getting killed? Now my inside of my mouth feels like there's a film of this covered up that tobacco taste in there.
Oh, it's a very.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's
It's
a
like
big body cigar.
Yeah, the tongue, the upper, and the down.
Yeah.
Really sticks to the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kinds of flavors did you get out of this?
Definitely some spice. And like you were saying, it's a spice that sticks to the tongue. It doesn't just float through.
Yeah. Still there,
Yeah. There was that sort of pine woodiness, especially in the middle third or so of the cigar. Got a kind of sweet talkiness towards the tail end, and then it started getting stronger and more peppery again for me.
No, but anyway, so in the beginning, it feels a little light because aged a little bit. But I'll tell you what, man, it's kind of the hidden gem where it gets you without you knowing it. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
You just sit there outside and say, "Wow, I feel really, really, really relaxed."
This
Yeah.
is a creeper, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like a full strength, full body kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really, I got a lot of spice at the beginning. It's kind of sour throughout. I like that sour kind of thing on the tongue. Was getting a lot of sweetness throughout, and then there was definitely that kind of like we're talking about, like kind of like a burning pine smoke kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gorgeous smoke.
Yeah,
it's really good.
really, really nice. Yeah.
So, but anyway, well, next time I dig out something, we'll do another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
great.
It's
Appreciate it.
Appreciate the smoke. Man.
Great to have Vance from Bulldog, our local hangout.
Bulldog.
You want to give an address in case somebody wants to go over there?
Sure. It's 18822 Beach Boulevard, Suite 109, Huntington Beach, California 92648.
We got the zip code.
And what else goes on there, just in case people like to smoke the other things?
That would.
Yeah, he won't have these there, but
Okay, the
he's
shop
got a-
is split to two. The bottom floor is hookah pipes, so when you walk in, you'll see younger crowd. But you gotta walk the stairs up to the second floor. We got a little loft up there.
the
When you-
secret lounge up there.
Yeah, when you walk up there, you think it's my living room, like a hidden living room. But it's got bookshelf humidors. All the stuff's all tucked away, the hidden stuff. So but I'll surprise you if you walk in here.
Sounds
Walk in there, I
good.
should say.
All right, well, this has been the review of a 7-year-old Diplomatico number 2, Diplomaticos number 2. And this has been Eric and Dan and Vance and Director Greg bringing the truth to the world.
One cigar at a time. Thanks for watching.